Hi BookTube, I'm here with a book haul. This, I think, is my first one of the year. I think it's the first time that I bought a significant amount of books. So let's get into it. First up is this book of poetry, The Difficulty of Living on Other Planets by Dennis Lee with illustrations by Alan Daniel. I picked it up because I flipped through it and saw the sketches, and it kind of reminded me of Shel Silverstein. So Dennis Lee is a Canadian poet who wrote the Canadian children's classic Alligator Pie, and this is for adults and teenagers, it says, so it's more mature poetry, or topics at least. And then I got this, One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich by Alexander Solzhenitsyn. It's a Russian novel, and I picked it up because it says here on the back, this brutal, shattering glimpse of the fate of millions of Russians under Stalin shook Russia and shocked the world when it first appeared. It seems like a really interesting book about life in Siberia on a prison camp. Then I got Binti by Naniti Okorafor. This has been going around quite a bit, or had been. It's been on my list for a while. I have the ebook version. So this is a short little novella about this woman who is traveling to a university out in space, because it's science fiction, and the kind of I should probably have read this before I talked about it, but kind of the stuff that she experiences along the way. And yes, I got a copy of It by Stephen King. I don't know if I want to read this because I love clowns. I'm one of those few people who are not at all terrified of them. I can look around my living room and I can tell you there's 9 different like clown items. Like, I love clowns, so I don't know. But I have it just in case. Then I got this interesting one, Camel Yangtze by Lao Shi. And this is, he's called one of China's most prolific authors, and this is about a rickshaw boy, and it doesn't say much about that. It says a lot about the author, but I liked back here, it says, he's perhaps best known for his vivid portrayal of characters as well as his biting and lively use of language. And this too has illustrations. Let's see if I can find one. Really kind of interesting illustrations there. Yes. Then I got Arcadia by Ian Pierce. I just want to tell you, you really should go to used book sales, because in Canada, this book is priced at $36.95. I know, expensive. I picked it up for $3. So, yeah, it's in like new condition. I don't know if they read it. This jacket's still nice. Anyways, I have An Instant of the Finger Post by this fellow, and I probably want to read that one first, but what made me pick this up, because I've seen it around, but also here it says, 1960s Oxford professor Henry Lytton is attempting to write a fantasy novel that forgoes the magic of his predecessors J.R.R. Tolkien and C.S. Lewis. So, yeah. Then we have a Bohemian Czechoslovakian author here, Jaroslav Hasek, The Good Soldier Subject, is how I'm going to pronounce it. It's a classic novel of the little man fighting officialdom and bureaucracy with the only weapons available to him, passive resistance, subterfuge, need of wit, and dumb insolence. And this is supposed to be a really funny book, which also has illustrations. That seems to be a running theme here. Let's see, little cartoons in there. Yeah, so that sounds interesting. And I've seen a few people on BookTube talk about this, so I've been keeping it on my radar. It's the Warrior series by Aaron Hunter, and this is the first 3 books in the series, and it's about cats. It takes perspective from the cat, and sounds really interesting about clans and stuff clashing and living in the forest, and cats. I'm not a crazy cat lady. Then we have The Moat in God's Eye by Larry Niven and Jerry Purnell. And Robert Heinlein blurbed this saying it's possibly the finest science fiction novel I've ever read. A guy actually across from me looking like at the books recommended this. He said it's an interesting take on First Contact. And I like Larry Niven's Ringworld series, so I decided to pick this up. I'm also looking for these editions, the Falcon Shakespeare editions. I have King Lear and Macbeth, and now I have Hamlet in this beautiful black edition. And there's nothing really spectacular about it. We have the text on this side and then the notes on this side. I just like the way they look. And then we have Blindness by Jose Saramago. Yeah. And this was on a list. I was looking up stuff of books that will shock you, and this was on it. And basically, the whole world's gone blind, or the whole city's gone blind, except for one person. So that will be interesting. And then I was in the children's section. I was looking for a special copy of Harry Potter for my mother, and I happened across this book. And I was like, yeah, let's get that out of the kids section. So this is Battle Royale by Kushan Takami, translated by Yuji Oniki. This is like Hunger Games and Lord of the Flies. And it's basically a teacher takes a bunch of kids, his students, to this island and says, kill each other. And it's huge, but hopefully interesting. Then I got this graphic novel, The Encyclopedia of Early Earth. I've been wanting this for a while. I've seen it all over, and it's a bunch of stories about a storyteller. That's what I've gathered. But it looks interesting. Anyways, so yeah. And lastly, I got another Anita Rabadali book. I didn't even look at what it's about or how much it was. I was just like, I gotta have it. And it's Tell It to the Trees. And I don't even know what it's going to be about, but I know it's going to be good. And again, with the prices here, we got $29.95, and I paid $3 for it. So can't beat that. That's my book haul. Sorry for rambling on for almost 8 minutes. Thank you for watching.